Hello everybody, it is I, Herbiridian, and today we are continuing our conquest of Europe. Well, it's not really a conquest of Europe just yet. There's Marco Polo Bridge incident. Yeah, it's not really the conquest of Europe yet, is it? No, because we don't really have the forces right now. Um, we're working on getting our second research line, but at the moment, things are relatively peaceful in Europe. It's not going to stay that way. But they are. No, the more interesting events are actually happening over here in the east, where Japan is not that far off from declaring war on China. Alright, there is elastic defense. Ooh, we still have some options here. Now, we have choices between mobile infantry and blitz. So mobile infantry gives us recovery rate and max speed for motorized and mechanized infantry, which is really handy. Mass motorization gives us plus 10 organization for infantry, motorized, and mechanized, which is very nice. Mainly because infantry is your main source of organization, and I'll cover that in a second. And mechanized offensive gives us further 15 points of organization for motorized and mechanized, as well as plus 3 organization for tanks. It also enables the blitz tactic, which is used in combat by our commanders. Now, on the Blitzkrieg line, we have Armored Spearhead, which gives us 20% breakthrough and plus 3 organization, as well as the blitz tactic for tanks only. Schwertpunkt, which gives us plus 2 organization for tanks, as well as 10.10 recovery rate for tanks and armor variants. And finally, Blitzkrieg, which gives 5 organization for motorized and mechanized, and plus 1 organization for tanks, and recovery rate for tanks and armor variants, as well as a breakthrough tactic. Now, you might be thinking, well, these guys get buttloads of organization. Surely that's better. I mean, look, we get 25 total organization for motorized and mechanized, and 10 for infantry, as well as 3 organization for tanks. Whereas here, we get 3, 5, 6 organization only, and only for tanks. Well, 5 for the mechanized and motorized, but we don't get as much organization overall. And if you have a look, alright, if you have a look at infantry here, it has 2.5 organization. It adds 2.5 organization. I'll actually just go and just create new empty so we can see hard stats. So an infantry battalion, okay, has 75 organization, right? Whereas a motorized infantry also has 75, so they're about the same. Well, they are the same. Whereas a light tank only has 11. So we have 75 for infantry, and we get 25. So that brings us to 100 organization. That's really nice. But considering that this light tank only has 11 organization, that tells us that the 6 that the tanks get is a much higher increase. It's more than 50% of an increase to organization. And if you have a lot of tanks, this becomes very, very vital. If you're a very armor-heavy army, you need this organization. And more organization for tanks. Tanks are better, right? Tanks are better all round. They have great soft attack, they have great hard attack, and they are usually relatively balanced between. They have this amount of hardness, right? So that forces the enemy to split their fire into soft and hard attacks to be able to effectively counter your army, right? It's fantastic. They need piercing to break through your armor. They need hard and soft attack, and they need lots of it, right? Another thing, HP of 2. The other advantage of infantry, of course, is that they have more HP, which gives us more strength, more toughness. So infantry is very hard to break through, not that breakthrough. break through. So it's very hard to defeat infantry, but it's a lot easier to defeat tanks. They're a lot more vulnerable. They're very powerful, but they are very vulnerable. No, not vulnerable. They're very fragile, is what I meant to say. They're fragile. They can take a hit, they can take a pounding, but if they take damage, they go down fast. Whereas infantry, it's not like that. The other important thing is that the other very big advantage of a tank is that this light tank requires 500 manpower. This infantry requires twice the manpower. So we can get 2 tanks for the same amount of manpower as one of infantry, right? And that's a lot more firepower. So this infantry has 6 soft, 1 hard attack, whereas a light tank has 6 hard attack. It has as much hard attack as that infantry has a soft attack, and then it has 21 soft attack on top of that, right? Tanks are really, really powerful. So getting stronger tanks means that we, in overall, get more power out of it. And we still get organization for motorized and mechanized infantry. And motorized and mechanized infantry is where we want to be, because that means that our infantry can keep up with our tanks without slowing them down. So I am going for Blitzkrieg. That is where we are going. Let's move along. Now, as I was saying, yeah, so the interesting parts of the early era, 37, 38, and a little bit of 39. Ooh, dispersed industry. Yes, please. And we'll go for machine tools to increase the production efficiency. The interesting parts of the early period are over here between China and Japan. Now, most of the time, China loses to Japan. Japan invades, stomps its way through northern China, and then China eventually capitulates. Japan slowly works its way down, takes Siam, and then it usually attacks the Netherlands. Somewhere around this point, a little bit later on after that, is when you have the Pacific War, where Japan, extremely memorably, because so many movies, everybody should know this, destroys the American fleets, the battleship and cruiser, mainly cruiser, but I think all the battleships at Pearl Harbor. And that forces the US to make the switch to aircraft. And there we go, war on Shaanxi, and that means that the war on China is not very far off. Yeah, so it forces the US to switch to make the switch to aircraft carriers, because that's all they had left. They had, there it is, they had buttloads of planes and a few aircraft carriers, and they had almost no battleships, and most of their fleet was destroyed, and they had to go to war there and then, right now. Right? They didn't have a choice. They couldn't wait and rebuild. They had to go right now. And that's basically how the whole thing's... That's basically how that war goes, but everybody knows that story. But that's over in the east. And one very important thing to note, of course, is that at the end of the day, at least in the game, at the end of the day, it's Japan that pulls the US in, right? And when the US goes to war against Japan, then Japan is... the US is drawn into war against the entire Axis, right? Because Japan is part of the Axis, and when you join a war against a faction, the entire faction joins the war against you. So what happens is, Japan and the US go to war. Japan is usually part of the Axis. That merges that war together, and then the US is drawn into war to back up, what's left of France and England. There is our Panzerkampfwagen 3. Ooh, the Stug and the Griller. Oh, yes. Yes, please. We will get those a little bit later. Let us focus. What are we going to do? Improved infantry equipment is not that far away. Are we going to get excavation? You know what? Let's go for computing machine. No, we'll wait a little bit. We need our air doctrine. So let's get dive bombing. Okay. What am I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Not important. So we have a light tank too. Now we have a light tank, and what I want to do is I want to adjust our tank brigade, our Panzer division, to include a medium tank. Just the one. There we go. And what's that done? So it's dropped HP by... how many? 88.4. Okay, it hasn't dropped it at all, actually. It's increased weight a little bit, but that's only important for transporting. Increased supply used by a tiny fraction, not important. But it's gained a fair amount of hard attack, a fair amount of soft attack. Well, not that much soft attack, but we already have buttloads from our artillery. But it's gained a fair amount of hard attack, and a fair amount more armor and piercing, which is great. It also reduces the amount of light tanks by 60, and increases medium tanks by 50. So we need to start pumping out some of our medium tanks. Maintenance company. Now this is important. Where's our reliability right now? 0. Right. So we need that maintenance company. Increases HP by 1, which is great. But it increases reliability by 25%. So that's great. So it increases HP by 1. So we gain more HP, which is cool. And we also increase reliability, which means less accidents and breakdowns, and everything works better overall. Yeah. Awesome. We don't need the anti-air. Excellent. Now, we have our alert over here. We need production of our medium tanks. So, where is it? There it is. Our Panzer IIIs. There we go. We do need a lot of light tanks, Panzer IIs, so we are going to keep building those. And we need a lot more towed artillery, but that's just because we have support artillery and everything. So how are we doing at the moment? We're still recruiting more infantry, more Panzer divisions, more SS divisions, slowly chunking out. Alright, our Panzer division, we're going to give them to... is that Rommel? That looks like Rommel. Yep, that's Rommel. We're also going to give another SS division to... no, we're going to give it to Rommel. And though... yeah. Okay, 2 more infantry to Rommel. And the rest we're going to give to this guy. Sign. There we go. Sign. Good. And... no, this guy's already assigned. Cool. I think I do want to reorganize our navy a little bit. So what's this guy? These guys are submarines, right? So what I'm going to do... oh, there's our arm and spearhead research. Now, okay, so we've lost our big speed advantage. So do we have any heavy fighter? I want the BF-110 for our mainly land war. So heavy fighters are good because they have more range and they are just better overall at shooting down bombers and stuff like that over ground. There's our interwar artillery. Let's get a little bit of... we're still way ahead. Let's get the Sturrer meal. It's only 11 days. And one heavy tank is going to give us a huge amount of hard attack if we need it. When we finally go to war against France. Because I'm pretty sure that France has a fair amount of armor. How much armor do they have? There's one tank brigade. There's another. And another. Yeah, they got a fair amount. So... Yep. Sturrer meal is done. There we go. That didn't take long. I'm also going to get the Martyr 2. So we can have a bit of a quick squiz and see how much of an effect it has on them. But we are running low on... Oh no, we're gaining 0.5. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. How's the war in the east going? Doesn't look to be going too good. Beijing is still being held by China. There's the naval invasion there. Okay, we'll let them duke it out over there. Oh, here we go. We have a national decision. So Germany has enjoyed good relations with China since the end of the previous Weltkrieg, despite the loss of our Chinese possessions. A German military mission has been present to China for a number of years, and Alexander von Falkenstein has made great progress in reforming parts of the Kuomintang army. This is naturally of some concern to the Japanese, given their present war against China. They are demanding the immediate withdrawal of all German support to the Chinese. So what have we got? If we recall Falkenhausen, Japan will obviously probably like us a bit more. We lose the German military advice. No, China loses the German military advisor's bonus, and that bonus reduces their land doctrine time of research. If we let them stay, then Japan will not like us very much. Now, I want to keep Japan friendly, but I am not too sure about inviting them into the Axis. So we'll keep them friendly for now because we want them to duke it out with America and weaken them. Because if they can drain all their manpower, then... Oh, hey! I think we can do the Anschluss next. Yeah, if they can weaken America and they can fight over each other, then we might well just sweep in and either make friends over there or potentially come in and crush them. So we're going to recall him. And Italy has laid claims over Yugoslavia. And we have our extra research slot, as well as Armada 2. Excellent! Alright. What we're going to do next? We're working on our doctrine. I think it's about time that we started work on our naval doctrine a little bit. Now, I want a better battleship. So, Scharnhorst. Let's get a modern battleship researched up. We're also going to work on our raider patrols, I think. We're not going to go with carriers, because carriers are a bit weird. But let's go with raider patrols, because that gives a very nice detection bonus, visibility bonus, coordination, organization, everything is just better. At least on the surface. So raider patrols is what we're after. Now, we can do, finally, the Anschluss of Austria. So, gives us 10 army appearance, and Austria gets a choice. Hang on, we have a national spirit. Guess not. Hang on, what is this? Will be abandoned if it has national spirit Rhineland challenge met. Oh, France may potentially counterattack and push back against the remilitarization, I guess. Okay, that's fine. So, we are proceeding with the Anschluss of Austria. And that will give us control of this territory here. Now, what do we get out of it? So, we get a bit of aluminium, bit of steel, bit of oil. Not very much, actually. We get a border with Italy, but we get friendly with Italy anyway. So, yeah, we don't really get very much out of the Anschluss of Austria. We don't even get that much out of pressing for Czechoslovakia. But we might potentially... We'd get more slots, that's for sure. 11, 11, and 7. So we get a lot more production here. And then here we've got another 5, 11 more, 9 more. So we don't get much resources, but we definitely get a lot in terms of potential production capability. And that is where the importance lies. Alright, let's push out these military factories. We're slowly building up a civilian factory as well. We've got 57 at the moment. We're using 20 on consumer goods. Also, I looked it up, and I figured out what the resources to market does. So basically, let's have a look at aluminium. No, let's have a look at steel. Okay, so we produce. We're a year ahead. Let's get excavation. Won't take long. Okay, so we produce 470 steel. Okay, and of that amount, the resources to market percentage becomes tradable, exportable. Okay, so what that means is that 80% of our produced steel is put on the market to be exported. We are only exporting 8. Okay, Italy is buying some, and Peru is buying a little bit of aluminium. But that's it, right? So we are losing 126 aluminium for virtually nothing, and we're losing 80% of our aluminium and steel. All right, and that means that we actually don't have enough for our own damn production. So I'm going to go back. I don't think we're losing as much as we really need, and we'll pretty much have to import everything except aluminium and steel anyway. So I think a much better option instead of free trade will be export focus. So we get 30% of our steel and aluminium back, but we still keep a good portion of factory output and that research time, as well as construction, as well as most of our construction bonus. So export focus it is. We will switch to that. And if we have a look, see, now we're only exporting 79 of our 158 and 235. So we now have a production surplus of steel and a production surplus of aluminium. So we haven't done anything except that we've sent more of our resources back into circulation for production. And we are still putting enough on market for Peru and Italy to trade with us. Although we don't seem to be exporting enough to meet Peru's demand, but whatever. We still get the factory for it. So when you're not building up anything, a higher export focus is good. But when you need your resources, you want to limit it a little bit because you need those resources for production. Alright, let's speed things up. Let's get that Anschluss going. Put some more infantry with this guy. Now, Austria might actually push back, so we're going to move Rommel over here to the front line over here, and That should be fine. That'll be fine. But we are going to bin this one. And we are going to select all. Repeated uprising in Austria clearly show that people there long to be united with that Reich. It is now time to take action, allow the will of the people to be made manifest. So, Lower Austria, core, Upper Austria, core. Yep, Austria is now part of the Third Reich. And we get all of their troops as well. Yay! Alright. How do? Get a few mountain troops. Stick them over here. I could send all the mountain troops over there. I want... You know what? Bugger it. Send everybody over there. No. Take this SS division. Send it to Rommel. Send these two divisions up to this guy. And we're going to actually break the theaters. How was it they make the new theater again? There it is, new theater. Okay. So this one we are going to name the Western Front. And this one will be the Eastern Front. I will eventually have a Southern Front, but we don't have anything in there right now. Now, for the Eastern Front, we actually only have this guy, so move him and put Rommel in the Western Front. There we go. And for the Western Front, we're going to make a new army with some of our spare troops. So, Rommel, you are now back on this front line. We do have some spare troops. Here they are. So we're going to create a new army. And who are we going to put as the general? Let's give Gunther von Klug control of this army. We have some cavalry, another piece of infantry. Yeah, that'll do. Now, where are we going to stick them? I think we're going to have an army attack from the north and one army attack from the south. So, we're going to take our front line here. And we're going to put Rommel up here. And we're going to put Klug. No, not that one. We're going to put Klug down here. Now you can see that the front line turned yellow and then red. That means that the front line is too large for the forces that he has been given to effectively cover. That's basically what that means. Direct ground support, yeah, we're doing that. And bloody hell, we forgot national focus. Okay. We get Memel, Danzig, and Poznan over here. But world tension is really, really high at the moment. So I think what we'll do is we'll do something that doesn't piss the world off. Let's go for some air innovations. So we want to keep the world tension down a little bit, as low as possible, so that we can effectively do what we want to do, without the Allied powers being able to throw their weight around. We have some supply issues over here. Get some more infrastructure up there and put it front and center. Alright, that should stop the supply issues. Okay. How are we doing for resources? Well, we still need some tungsten, so... Tungsten, get another factory worth from Sweden. There we go. And we need more oil, get some more from the Soviets. There we go. It's not the best, but it'll do. What kind of resources do we have around here? We have some oil in Poland, which we're going to get soon enough. There's a little bit of oil here, but there's a lot of aluminium here, which will be worth grabbing North Hungary sometime soon. Ooh, down here, there's a whole bunch of oil and chromium down here. So I think it might be worthwhile punching through... Ooh, there's the 110. I think it might actually be a better option. After we take Poland, punch through Hungary to get this aluminium. Then punch through Romania to get this oil. And then... we need Greece for the chromium. We could go for Greece. And just basically sweep it down and just crush all the way through here. If we... Or we could just declare war in Yugoslavia. It's got chromium, buttloads of it. It's got buttloads of aluminium too. It doesn't have much oil, but it does open the way to both Romania and, if we wanted to, Greece. And Romania has a fair amount of oil, but Russia usually demands this section up here, but I suppose we can give it to them. We don't care about that empty land there. You know, this could be a very interesting turnout. Instead of going to war with the big powers, we could go with the little ones and take their oil and aluminium and their chromium and be like a bit like America. Har har har. That is a thought. Alright, let's get computing machine for faster research. You know, I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, Italy wants Yugoslavia. I know that much, but... Italy is guaranteeing the... Italy is guaranteeing Albania, but Albania is down there. Yeah, if we go for war goal... What do we actually need? Where are the resources? Where are the resources? We want Montenegro and Macedonia. That's all we really want. So, conquer Montenegro and Macedonia. Yeah, that's not too bad. Bit expensive, but we have plenty of power to spare. Interestingly enough, world tension will decrease. What? That's weird. Weird. Oh, I think when we win, it'll decrease by that amount. And yeah, with 44% tension, the world powers can't guarantee anything. So this could be a very, very interesting turn of events. Alright, Manguko has capitulated. Alright. We still have 200 days, so we're not that far off. Alright, there's air innovations. Let's go for... Oh, we could get Czechoslovakia here. Ooh, Yugoslavia. You know what? We could get Macedonia through here. And then punch through Greece. Ooh. This is interesting. Instead of going east, we could go south. I kind of like that. You know what? Let's try it. Demand Slovenia. So, If Yugoslavia agrees, you know what, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Just in case they decide that no, we're going to be pricks about this. Rommel, move in. We're also going to need plenty of aircraft, so naval bombers, put them there. Oh no, naval bombers are, no, they're fine to stay there. What other aircraft do we have? We got some fighters and tactical bombers. Yep, bring them down. We got more fighters, tactical bombers, and our ace, so bring them down. Fighters and tactical bombers. Yep, bring them down. Bring them too. And we got tactical and close air. Bring them down. Where is Slovenia? Where are regions? Here we go, states. There's Macedonia and Montenegro. There's Serbia, Croatia. Alright, there's Slovenia there. So basically we can take Slovenia and push that way. So let's see how they do. Alright, there's our radar patrols and our ships. We'll go for capital ship raiders. And yeah, let's go for the Schwertbund. Who has these guys? Who does this belong to? Oh, he belongs to the Eastern Front. Go over there. And these mountain guys. Go over there. Actually, how many mountains are down here? Oh, not that many. Yugoslavia is pretty flat. Alright, chugging along. Going for Slovenia. Got military high command as well. What do we want? Do we want anything around here? We could reduce attrition. Or we could focus on get our infantry boosted a little bit because we're focusing a lot on our armor. And infantry is perhaps a little bit on the weak side, so let's bring this guy in, and we'll put Rommel in as well. We don't lose him as a general? No, that's good. For a political advisor... Alright. Yet another triumph of daring in action. Slovenia, soon to be renamed Carniola, has been returned to its rightful home in the German Reich. The London Conference, using the annexation of Austria into the German Reich as the basis for their claim, Germany has demanded the rightful return of the former Austrian territory. In response, signatories of the Treaty of Versailles have gathered in London to discuss a solution to the Slovenian question. This great peace conference has led to the decision that Yugoslavia should cede Slovenia to Germany in the name of the lasting peace. Alright, we now have Slovenia. Ooh, what's this? I saw... Ooh. More political power gain. I like that. Alright. Let's push for the first Ljubljana award. So Hungary controls Vojvodina, which is there. Okay, so Hungary picks up that. And the UK gets pissed off. The UK, Soviet Union, and China get pissed off. Bulgaria picks up Macedonia, which I do not like. Italy gains Dalmatia. So Bulgaria picks up Macedonia and Italy picks up Dalmatia. Now, I want Macedonia. Macedonia gives me aluminium and chromium. I can get more aluminium than chromium here, but we already get enough aluminium. We need the chromium. I want Macedonia. And I don't necessarily care that much about Italy. I also really, really, really do not necessarily want to piss off the Allies just now. With this, this allows us to chop up Greece, but we don't. I want those two territories in Yugoslavia. That's what I want, and this is not going to give it to us. If anything, it's going to take one of them away, and it's going to make Bulgaria like us, but we kind of also want to invade Bulgaria anyway, so... So, I think what we'll do is... Now, we could get Memel, Danzig, and Poznan, which gives us the option for Danzig or War, to go for Poland. Ooh, what to do. Let's hold off on a moment. Let's get army innovations too. We'll make the decision in a moment. I think I might just go to war with Yugoslavia. We're already fabricating claims. It's not going to be that far off. And they really, really don't like us to begin with, so... Fuck it. We'll just do a regular war, old-fashioned war. And the peace will reduce world tension down a lot, so that will hopefully stop the Allies from being able to really jump in really early. And then we can dick around with this region up here at our leisure. So I like that plan. I do like that plan. We're still building our towed artillery. You know what? Let's downshift our infantry equipment and move it into our towed artillery. Get that up and running. Alright, direct ground support is done. Do I want ace initiative or formation fighting? Aces are good, but this is only a chance. Formation fighting, it gives air superiority, mission efficiency 15% to everything. So formation fighting is what we're going to go for. Now, one thing you'll notice down here is that our artillery, the efficiency isn't up yet because I think our tank stole all the factories. Oh well. France and Britain have announced the alliance. There's our excavation 2. Soviets are withdrawn from Manchuria. Let's get radar station 1. Oh hey, we have a bunch of panzer divisions, so let's what is this guy doing? Give it to yeah, this guy can have it. Take one of panzer divisions, give it back to Rommel. Alright, we could go for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. We could ally with Russia. Naval rearmament. I want to delay the big decision as long as possible until we can get this damn war goal sorted out against Yugoslavia. Oh, and for the oil, we need Romania as well. So, and which resource do we need? We need Mauritania, Montania. Do it. We want the oil, we want the chromium, we want the aluminium. And this will give us a really good foundation to wield war with. Air support mission, yep. We have a lot of spare planes at the moment. That's fine. We'll distribute them as we need them. Alright, factories aren't too far off. We'll just grind them out. Now, one of the great things is that we get production efficiency retention through this. So that means that when we change production, we don't lose all of our efficiency, which is great! Alright, we're almost done with our civilian factories. Well, we're pretty much done. Now we're just getting some synthetic refineries. This will give us rubber and an initial burst of oil. But rubber is only really found down here. Huge quantities, but that's about the only place. Siam, yeah, and a little bit down here, but that's about it. And that is where we need to go. But that is something we're just going to have to trade for. So we'll get encryption and decryption. Yeah, that's the thing. There's also a little bit of rubber down here, but not enough to really be worth it. The other good source of rubber is Brazil. There's a fair amount down in there. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you want rubber, you need to own this region here. Or have a lot of those refineries. Let's get convoy introduction. We could try and take Lapland as well. Tungsten, steel, and chromium. You can't have enough steel, especially if you have a navy. If you have a navy, you just cannot have enough steel. Alright. Naval effort. Let's push that. And we can build more stuff, so... Battleship and destroyer, but need some cruisers. Let's get the Nuremberg light cruisers. We're going to build 10 of them. And we're going to drop them here. Okay, production. There. Okay. Battleship's not that far off either. Alright. We have finished justifying our war with Yugoslavia. So that is what we are going to do. Get the encryption as well. Rommel, where are you? You ready to go? Battle plan. Alright, let's do. First up, we want to move up to here. Okay. We'll take everybody. Okay. Next, we want to push. We want to push and take these mountains, I think. All right. Oh no, that's garbage. What's that? All right, fine. Let's go from here. A little bit of advancing is never a bad idea. There we go. And then after that, we'll sweep via the north. We'll punch through Belgrade and... Actually, no. Maybe we'll just encircle. No, let's spin that one. No. Let's take Belgrade. Okay. And assuming they don't capitulate after that, we'll push across this river. I want to continue on. Okay, you know what? It's fine. That will be our battle plan. Now, here's the other thing I want. I want this guy to come with us, and I want him to just rush for Belgrade. Rush for the capital. He doesn't have too much, but he's going to have enough because we are going to give him all of these guys. Infantry and a bunch of SS divisions. That is what we are going to do. And what that's going to do is, right, while Rommel slowly pushes up and covers the flanks, Klug here is going to make a beeline for Belgrade and rush the capital. So he's going to punch through aggressively, and their armies are going to have to move back to stop his advance, and that's going to leave the general front line weakened, and that's going to let Rommel push through. So that is the plan. Let's work on it, shall we? They have a bunch of infantry, but Rommel's... we've got 39, so we've got about a bit less than a year to implement it. We've got 24 and 23. Who doesn't have a battle plan? Everyone's got a battle plan. Oh. Bin that. Bin that. Czechoslovakia can live for another year. We got bigger fish to fry. Alright, so I think at the end of February in 39, that is when we are going to attack. Because we get preparation advantage, right? So if we have a look, preparation attack bonus is 50% at the moment, and we'll still have a few divisions moving. Well, they can't actually reach, but whatever. You know what? The fall of Nanjing, that's a good time to do it, I think. Yeah, let's go. Declare war to conquer. And that's going to burn 10%, so hopefully they won't be able to jump on it immediately. And battle plans, go! Oh! I forgot. Airfields, also, go. Now, fighters... Okay. Now, our fighters will move here. Our tactical bombers will stay back here. Transports are not doing anything. Go away. And we are going to select all and drop them in the Western Balkans air zone. Now, normal operations across the board. Good. Day and night. And we are going for air superiority, interception. Actually, we'll go for interception on these two, and we'll go air superiority on this big group. For close air support, we want close air for everything. We'll do a little bit of strategic. We'll do another close air here. No, we'll do a bit more strategic here. We'll do close air support here. Close air support, bit of strategic. Yeah, that'll be nice. A nice, good mix. And that should be away. Who do we have? That's a fighter squadron. Get down there, mate. Get over there. Now, we can make the wings bigger as well. We have plenty of aircraft. So, we'll add 50 there. 50 there. 50 there. 50 there. Just add, like, 50 to each squadron. Except the transports, because... no. We've already suffered some casualties, but... that's fine. This guy will get more because he gets the ace bonus. Alright, how are we doing on our front lines? So we get encirclement and we have air superiority, which is excellent. We do have some supply problems, which is kind of annoying. Naval bomber, we don't care about you. And the attack on Zagreb is unfortunately suffering. We're getting some serious resistance there. But we are making good progress over here. God, how's the supply doing? Well, we just do not have enough supply. Not even at all. Get some more supply lines built. We're getting some more synthetic refineries, which is fine. So where's the supply coming from? It's coming through here from here. So we can see here that all the supply is basically getting drained, right? Total level is 20, total level is 31, total level is 6. Yeesh. So the supplies here are virtually nothing, but we need more supplies here. Alright, but we have managed to push through a little bit. And we have broken through the lines here. And Zagreb is encircled even further. We have 160 combat width available to us. We have substantial air advantage with a lot of organization damage. Well, not that much actually, but a fair amount. But the air superiority and the air support makes us stronger. And them weaker. Alright, Zagreb has almost fallen. And I think as soon as it falls, we're going to have to put a break in the episode, because that's an hour, and there we go. So, as always, like and subscribe, and see how the German war machine decides to just screw history and attack to the south, where Italy normally conquers. So, if you're enjoying the series, do leave a comment. I do enjoy your comments, despite everything. Nah, you've all been pretty nice. And I will see you in the next episode, where we work our way south and conquer us some Yugoslavians. See you then.